Hi, everybody. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio with Stephanie Soder today. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
So, uh, if you're watching this later, feel free to put in questions. If you're watching with us live, feel free to type your questions in the comments. I see that some of you did a little me please. We'll do that on Sunday, so join me back on Sunday to do the me pleases. But today we're just going to talk a little bit about Stephanie as a healer at the Healing Studio. We have several healers here, and we all kind of do something different, and we all have our different clientele, but we also have similar clientele. Like a lot of us see this, similar people. And we just want to take some time to give you guys a sense of what it's like to work with each of us. So today we're talking to Stephanie, and we're going to talk about her work at the Healing Studio. And we'll just talk a little bit with her about what she's providing these days. So I'm going to start with Stephanie. Just tell me a little bit about the work that you do.
So, along with massage therapy, I am a Holy Fire 3 Karuna Reiki master. And that's just a really fancy term for the type of Reiki I do, which uses divine energy straight from source. And it's the energy of compassionate action. So it's the kind of energy that helps release blocks to healing so that your body can heal itself.
Great. So what does that look like as far as like if I were to come and be in your office, what does a session look like? And do I have to sign up for I mean, I guess I'm just also wondering like how do I sign up for what? How do I know what to pick?
So if you go to my website, a lot of people will ask me first. A lot of people will come for massage just if they are used to massage and they want just some Reiki, but a lot of touch and a lot of body work. But for the Reiki session, people will come if they're looking for a shift in their life. So they're having because I also do oracle card readings and I use crystals and essential oils. So if they're looking for an emotional shift or they're going through a big life transition, like a relationship change or a career change, they'll come to me, maybe get a little bit of a card reading for clarity, and then they'll get the Reiki to help shift whatever the cards are telling them would be good to shift. They'll come to me for deep relaxation and sometimes for some kind of help releasing some trauma and moving forward from trauma.
So would somebody be coming to you kind of regularly, or do they come once?
Most people come regularly. They come the first time and then they feel after a couple of weeks or a month that it would be beneficial to come back again. Sometimes people will come and then they'll come the next week just to continue working on what we worked on the first week. And then they'll extend the sessions out a little bit and then come as they feel necessary.
So is your work hands-on then?
So yes, so I do when I work with people, if they're getting a massage, of course, that's very hands-on, but if they're getting Reiki, they remain clothed and I'll have them either laying on their face down, or laying face up. And I will hold my hands in a certain position, like the bottoms of the feet or somewhere on the back, and I'll hold for anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm also doing energy work, so intuitive energy work. So I'm also working with the subconscious, releasing limiting beliefs and blocks and opening up chakras or balancing the chakras.
So would you say that your work has changed over the last few years?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I do a lot more intuitive work and I do it very quietly. So I'm working a lot with the subconscious as opposed to a lot of talking during the session. And also the frequency has gotten a lot higher. So a lot more divine light is coming through to help the person heal themselves, and a lot more, what's the best way to describe it? I think just a lot more of the energy work is doing the work rather than myself or my ego or, me putting a lot of effort into trying to help people. I just relax and let the Reiki and the intuitive messages come through more easily.
Okay. And so I mean, if somebody's been to you before, let's say a few years ago, they might want to come and check out some of your newer stuff of what you've been shifting over to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the work is so much different than it was a few years ago with leveling up to the holy fire Reiki brought in more of a divine light to the Reiki, and it flows a lot more clearly and a lot more smoothly. And then the Karuna Reiki is that Reiki of compassionate action. So it removes blocks to your own goals. So if your goal is to shift forward into a new career, it helps remove whatever insecurities might be blocking you from moving towards that new goal.
Yeah. So just so you guys know too, if you're coming for a session and you've never been to the healing studio or you've never been to a session with Stephanie, when you come into the healing studio, we're kind of like a little house in an office park. And it may look like you might even need to knock on the front door, but no, you should be able to come on in, and there's a little waiting room. We don't necessarily have a receptionist. So you just kind of have a seat and wait, and Stephanie comes down and comes and gets you. Her office is in the back. So all the way towards the back, we're kind of deceptively long and skinny in this building. And she has a massage table, a couple chairs. You come in and sit down, and maybe have a chat first and then get onto the massage table. There is other stuff that goes on around here. So sometimes there's noise, but, and there's a park behind, and sometimes there's activities out there, but for the most part, we try to make this place a really peaceful place, really, kind of inviting self-care opportunity to get the health that you need, with, no judgments, no, everybody is welcome here. We are very inclusive in this community. But I guess I want to throw out, is there any reason not to come see you? Like, would there be some reason that somebody wouldn't choose this work?
Only if they have reservations about energy work, or if they have, if it doesn't fit in their theological belief system to get energy work done. Otherwise, I think it's for everybody. In my opinion, everybody should come and get massage or Reiki or energy work.
Well, and so I wonder too if you've got if you've got some words about where this energy comes from, because I know sometimes people who don't really understand energy work or understand energy healing, they get nervous about where does this information or energy come from? And is it safe? What do you think?
It's very safe, and nobody can ever be harmed from Reiki, because Reiki is its own consciousness and its own intelligence. And so the Reiki flows where the Reiki needs to go. And both the practitioner and the client benefit from receiving Reiki. So it comes from the highest source, and you can think of it as the universe. You can think of it as God. You can think of it as, the white light, the unity consciousness.
So there's not a religious factor to the.
No, absolutely not. So, in fact, one of the things that the Holy Fire 3 Karuna Reiki can do is it can heal religious trauma. So if people are coming from a place where they have a lot of negative feelings about the religion they grew up in, the type of Reiki that I do can heal that religious trauma, so people can come to a place of peace about their belief in spirituality where they are right now.
So what are some common reasons that you'd be like, oh, I need an appointment with Stephanie?
Well, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're in a major transition, if you're trying to work through some trauma, like you want to move forward, you want to be a happier version of yourself or a more productive version of yourself, but there's some childhood or some early adult trauma getting in your way, that would be a good time to come see me. Or if you just want to relax.
Yeah, I like to say about my work, and I think this is similar to your work, see if you agree. If you go to the dentist and you have major work done, because you have a bad cavity or something, that's one thing, right? But if you go home and you brush your teeth and you floss and you take care of your mouth, and then you get regular cleanings from your dental hygienist, you don't have to see the dentist in a kind of painful struggle way, right? So
Right.
you can use this work as maintenance of
Yes.
your energy field. And if you work on your maintaining your energy field as well, which by the way, if you need help learning how to do that, we have classes at the Healing Studio that we both teach here. That if you need help there, then, you know, if you take care of yourself and then come and get help, it's almost better than to come when you're only in crisis or only when stuck. Of course, you can come to us when that's going on as well. But I kind of feel like sometimes things just kind of click too. Like you just kind of know, okay, I think it's time for me to give her a call or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, also with regards to kind of the idea that there's energy that we can be moving, this, even though you do hands-on, there's a lot of, we're addressing the non-physical self
Yes.
too.
Yes. So there's a lot of, I call it like pinging questions back and forth. Like, what is this about? And what would like to go? And I tell people when I'm doing when I introduce myself to them and I tell them how I do the intuitive work, I say, I don't see your whole life story. What I see is a page from the book that wants to be healed today. And I don't see anything that you're not wanting to have looked at. I just see what might be relevant to the situation today. And can we offer that some healing?
Okay. Right. And so, and that's another thing too. You know, I think with both of our work is that we're not going anywhere you don't want to go. So if we ask psychic permission, we ask physical permission, we ask with our mouths, you know, all those things. So so we really work on trying to help you guys feel safe, even if you have never had this done before. We really want to hold you in your experience so that you can have, you know, a safe, gentle experience with your own healing, because you were also activating your own healing work, right? As you mentioned earlier.
Right. Absolutely.
Is there a like duration that people should come? Like, is it an hour? How long is it normally?
A Reiki session normally is an hour. And then if they want to add an oracle card reading, that adds an extra 20 minutes.
Okay. And what are your typical hours that you work?
Oh, Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
And I have a couple of mornings, but mostly the afternoons and a couple of evenings.
Okay. And is there is the best way to make an appointment with you?
The best way to make an appointment is to go on my website, and it's mountainrivertherapeutics.com. And there's in every page has a book now button.
Book now?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to tell us about your work or about what you're noticing right now?
No, I'm just happy to be there to help anyone who needs it. I absolutely love the work I do. I love my clients. I have the most amazing clients, and I always look forward to people coming in to see me. And I feel like in the big scheme of things, everything is just really hard right now. But in the small, I feel like we're in a really gentle space, and it's been, people can come in with more clarity right now, and people can come in with being able to say, this is what's going on. This is how things have gotten better for me. So I think people are starting to see the movement towards getting better. That doesn't mean that there's not a lot of hard stuff going on. Mm-hmm. It just means people are able to see, like, okay, this is so much better than it was last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a lot of stuff is happening, and it's a really good time to get back to these are really ancient practices, to be quite honest. They've been upgraded right recently, but where we're functioning from is reminding yourself about yourself. So, you know, I think it's a good time to be doing that because of everything that's gone on. So,
yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching with us. And if you have any questions, you can always type them in after the fact if you watch this after the fact. But come see us at the Healing Studio, 18 Garden Center in Broomfield, Colorado. All right.
I look forward to meeting
Stephanie.
you. Thank you, Leanne.
Hold on. I'm always in the middle of, the buttons come up right when I'm in the middle of trying to end the broadcast lately.